I mean, those two decisions you made when you left to Sao Paulo and when you went to America, these were like life changing, like massive steps. How did you overcome the fear? Was it? Did you just look at it as in this is analytical? I need to do these things. I need to be surrounded by the best people. So this is where I need to go. Did you struggle initially to overcome that fear of leaving? What would you say to somebody in a similar situation?
Yeah, I mean, like, for example, when I moved to São Paulo, for example, uh, financially was not the best decision because was hard, right? I was moving to a big city without income. Then my dad helped for a little bit, and but I think like anytime you're taking those very 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 big decisions in life, like what are you gonna do next, where are you going, who you're gonna marry, and this and that, I think those times it's better to feel like your heart than to try to be analytical, like because
Yeah.
yeah, when I was moving to São Paulo, for example, if I would put in the paper everything, like where I would live, how much it would cost, how comfortable that would be, because I was living with a bunch of fighters on a very small apartment, sharing rooms, like literally like the guy nearby me used to snore a lot. I'm like, don't put everything in the paper because you're gonna end up giving up, like. But
Hmm.
something was telling me that São Paulo was the best place. My heart was kind of telling me, like, this is the do this, like this is, and kind of like same thing when I moved to New York City as well, because I went to live in Harlem with an apartment with a bunch of fighters, and so if you keep thinking like about how comfortable that it's gonna be, uh, how much I'm gonna make, you start. I think that those very big decisions, I think it's better to follow like your heart. Like are you doing what you love to do, and so that's kind of like how I try to think.
Because I mean, you said once that you like to attack when you compete. The first thing you're thinking is, I'm not going to let them come at me. I'm just going to go straight at them. I'm going to. It's almost like you roar like a lion and chase them down and really push at them. Do you think that's also what you do in life? You kind of, I'm going to attack. I'm going to do this first. I'm not even going to let myself get a chance to be scared. I'm going to do this because it's the best thing for me.
Yeah, so my whole thing is to make sure that I did my very very best that I could, like,
Mm.
and this is a challenge in between being a professional athlete and business, because business is not always whoever does the best wins, like it's a lot about being smart as well and seeing how you spend your time, like, but in as a professional athlete it was a little simpler, it was like I have to train as hard as I can, and when it's time to compete, I don't care who I'm competing with. I'm gonna put my all my sweat over there, and I'm gonna go as hard as I can for that time, and I'm gonna make sure that I prepare enough
Mm.
to be able to go as hard as I can from the first second to the last second. Like, and I try to do the same thing in business as well, but in business you need to plan even better, like, because just waking up and working all day long until the time you go to sleep doesn't necessarily means that you're doing the right thing, like. So this is a little different between both.